Hi, I am Joseph Sokolovic, Vice Chair of the Bridgeport Board of Education. Today, I am speaking to you not as a board member, but as an individual. As always, the opinions expressed are my own, and the facts belong to everyone. In places like Bridgeport, hunger isn't just a word, it's a daily reality. Every morning, kids walk into school carrying more than just backpacks. They carry stress, they carry uncertainty, and far too often, they carry hunger. A child who starts the day hungry can't learn the same way as a child who has eaten. Feeding children should never be controversial. In stories like The Hunger Games, the Capitol always looks impressive from a distance. It stands above the districts, polished and powerful. And when the Capitol speaks, it talks about generosity, about fairness, about helping everyone at once. But the most important part of the story is never what's announced. It's what's quietly required in return. So the governor steps forward with an election year promise, universal breakfast for every child. It's a simple message that feels impossible to argue with. Feed the children. Cameras flash, everyone smiles. And for a moment, it feels like a victory, but when you take a deeper look, it is not a victory at all. Of course, no one wants a child to be hungry in any town, especially not in places like Bridgeport. But here's what often goes unsaid. Long before this promise, low-income children in every district were already eligible for free breakfast through various federal programs. Even in wealthy districts, schools could serve breakfast to low-income students and get federal reimbursement. No town was ever barred from feeding hungry children. The access already existed statewide. For urban and poor rural districts like Bridgeport, that access was already universal. So how is this new promise paid for? Funding is taken from shared education services. It is paid for by a dollar-for-dollar reduction in funding for RESC, the very services that urban and rural districts rely on most when they have the least. They will either have to pick up the costs via increased tuition or reduce services. Think special education support, transportation, magnet schools. These are the systems that don't make headlines but make schools actually function. No new investment is made. It's just a trade, hidden in the fine print. In urban and rural districts like Bridgeport, the kids were already eating. Federal programs had recognized the need years ago. Breakfast and lunch were already on the table. So this new promise doesn't change much for them. But the cut does. That cut lands immediately, and districts like Bridgeport don't get a choice about absorbing it. So while some districts get relief and wealthier districts gain something new, districts like Bridgeport lose capacity. The exact same policy produces vastly different outcomes, not because of need, but because of capacity. In the Hunger Games, districts are told to celebrate the prize, to applaud the generosity. Even when the rules ensure the same districts always pay the price, compassion becomes a competition, and districts like Bridgeport are forced to compete for what they already had. Feeding children is absolutely essential. Nobody wants a child to go hungry. Districts like Bridgeport understand that better than anyone. But feeding children by weakening the systems that support them for the rest of the day is uncompassion. It's a shell game. Universal breakfast should be a promise kept, not a trade paid for, by the districts that have been feeding hungry children all along. Thanks for watching.